Hello, and thank you for joining this video installment of our virtual Live United Week. I'm Holly Maraconte, Vice President of Community Impact at United Way, and so grateful to you all for tuning in today. First, I want to say, be sure you watch this whole video. We have an exciting announcement at the end. When it became apparent to us at United Way that COVID-19 was going to have a significant impact on our community, both from a health perspective and an economic one, we quickly jumped into action. Within a matter of days, our board of directors made our current grant investments flexible, ensuring that our partner agencies could use the funds however they needed to meet the needs of their clients, to keep their lights on, to pay their staff, and to help ensure that they could weather the impacts of this pandemic. Our staff and board also worked quickly to stand up a COVID-19 Community Response Fund with initial investments from Pacific Source Community Health Plans, Oregon Community Foundation, Oregon Community Credit Union, and Penn Fed Credit Union, among several other local businesses and hundreds of donors. Thanks to this generosity, we just wrapped up the fourth and final round of our immediate investments in things like access to food, housing, childcare, and particularly for vulnerable populations, including those that are unhoused or unsheltered. We're proud to share that we were able to support over 100 nonprofit agencies across Lane County on the front lines of crisis response and invested over $300,000. Here's what some of our partners had to share.
Hello, my name is Margaret Tyson. I'm the Executive Director with Pearl Buck Center. In the week of March 9th this year, we had an immediate and intense impact from COVID-19. Many of our adult service clients were losing jobs at businesses in the community. Our preschool was going into the natural spring break, but of course, everything shifted after our students went into spring break. So for their families, we had to do immediate outreach and provide things like activity kits for the kids at home. Food for Lane County became an important critical partner in terms of getting food boxes out to those families, and the flexibility of the United Way of Lane County in terms of providing funding and support, and really just the encouragement was so critical to give us a sense of ease in the face of such an intense crisis. So we were able to make quick adjustments, ensure that we had employees that were here to do all the organizing with the community partners, and to make sure that we were getting food where it was needed, and to also provide that emotional support for people that were really suffering in so many ways. So that outreach, both in our preschool and family supports program, as well as with our adults in programs, those that have intellectual and developmental disabilities, we're able to step right into very good collaboration and ensure that every possible way we could do outreach appropriately with physical distancing, but deep emotional support has made all the difference in the world in our ability to meet our mission.
Roughly 2/3 of the kids that attend the Boys and Girls Club of West Lane County are very low income. About 18% are underserved. And so this is a real challenge in our community. And this is where the partnership with United Way really helps us be able to step up and address some of these issues that otherwise we just couldn't address on our own. One way was through a grant that we just received recently, which allowed us to be able to provide 300 take and bake meals for families in need in the Florence community. But even more important than providing the meals, it also allowed us the opportunity to connect with the folks in our community that are just going through so many struggles with COVID-19. And because of this United Way grant that we received, we were able to provide another 1,200 meals over the last 3 weeks that we wouldn't have been able to do on our own. So I just want to express my thanks and appreciation for all the hard work that United Way does, and also just a heartfelt thanks for the grant and the funds that you allowed us to make sure that we could support our community in time of need. But thank you, and I really appreciate you guys.
This impact wouldn't have been made possible without the support of our donors. to everyone who's contributed to our COVID-19 Community Response Fund, thank you. As United Way emerges and begins the process of reopening, we're thinking beyond response and recovery and about things like reimagining and reinventing the kind of community we want to live in. We're at a pivotal moment where we know that the impacts of COVID-19 exacerbated inequities that existed before the pandemic. The families and individuals who were struggling before COVID are struggling even more now. That, coupled with the killing of George Floyd and the events of the last couple weeks, have put in stark relief the systemic racism that we know we must tackle as an organization and a community. We're announcing today, right now, a brand new funding opportunity that seeks to both meet ongoing basic needs due to COVID and to address systemic racism and inequities that underpin these needs. This is made possible by a very generous contribution in partnership with the Lane Community Health Council. I'm so pleased to have the Council's Executive Director, Rhonda Busick, with me today. Thanks for joining me, Rhonda.
Thanks for having me, Holly. We know that when it comes to health, access to care is only one factor in determining the outcomes for our community. The Lane Community Health Council is committed to investing in the many other vital supports necessary for the health of our community, such as affordable housing, access to food, and more, all which became increasingly urgent amid the COVID-19 pandemic. United Way of Lane County is a very trusted leader in this work, and we're thrilled to partner with you in this effort in this way.
On Tuesday, Noreen mentioned a challenge match. The Lane Community Health Council has contributed over $200,000 to date and is challenging the community to meet us at $100,000 by June 30th to seed this new grant opportunity.
I am so excited to work with you during this time, Holly, and to see how much and how far the challenge can go.